I played a deck like this in the previous expansion. The idea is that you play the Jungle Giants quest, you get your Barnabas, you make everything in your deck cost 0, and then you go like Leroy and Faceless and all kinds of stuff, and you just do a bunch of damage in one turn to kill the opponent. And the big draw to play the deck in the last expansion was Ultimate Infestation, because you just Ultimate Infestation your opponent in the face, you draw 5 cards that cost 0 mana and deal a bunch of damage, and that's how you kill people a lot of the times. So in this expansion, the deck actually got quite a few new tools. They got the Cursed Disciple Oaken Summons package, which is really strong, because Cursed Disciple gives you 2 activations for your quest, and you only need 5. So this is 1 minion that completes 40% of your quest. And then Oaken Summons is just a very strong card, especially when Cursed Disciple is the only target. We also got Ixlid Fungal Lord. After you play a minion, summon a copy of it. So it can copy your Leroy Jenkins, or your Reckless Rocketeer, which helps you hit the opponent in the face until they die. Also, if you play it earlier in the game, say like alongside a Corridor Creeper, which is another great tool this deck got, then it can just help you activate your quest, so it's a flexible card in that way. But here's where Kobolds and Catacombs really set the deck apart from the Knights of the Frozen Throne version, and that's Carnivorous Cube. Now, I know what you're saying, Carnivorous Cube does not have 5 or more attack, and it also doesn't have charge, so why is it in the deck? Well, if you play it in the mid-game, you can just copy like a Cursed Disciple or something, and that can help you activate your quest, which is nice because it gives you 2 copies of the minion. If you hit exactly Cursed Disciple, then just Cursed Disciple plus Carnivorous Cube actually gives you 6 5-power minions. So that's a 2-card combo to activate your quest. Of course, this guy doesn't stick on the board very often on turn 4 because he has 1 health. This guy's kind of weak to a silence effect since you don't actually have a way to pop it the turn you play it. But in theory, it's a 2-card quest activator. But here's the really cool thing that the Carnivorous Cube can do. So your opponent's at 30 life, and you play Leroy Jenkins, you hit them down to 24, you cube the Leroy, you faceless the cube, or you play Ixlid before the cube. So now you have 2 cubes, they each pop out 2 Leroy Jenkins, the opponent's at 24, and you play Deathwing. You clear their whole board, and you get 4 Leroys, which go face for 24 damage. After you've played Barnabas, it's a 4-card, 0 mana OTK. Seems like it could be pretty sick. Now I guess the real question is this version of the deck better than the version that plays like Twig of the World Tree, Medivh, and Malygos? Well, this deck has to charge minions at the opponent's face, and the other deck doesn't. So I'm guessing the Malygos version is probably better. But with this version, you get to hit your opponent in the face with Leroy Jenkins 5 times in a single game. So I kind of like the sound of that.
Malfurion versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
Hopefully he's Highlander and not Tempo. Okay, Dragon Priest is kind of a pain, but I guess I can draw a card with Wrath here.
I can't do
That card's going to be really good in 8 turns.
Not quite what was planned.
You are the Shadow's puppets.
I guess him coining out another Spite Historian was kind of a tell for the Shadow Ascendant, but I can just kill the Shadow Ascendant, so I don't think it's really a problem for me. I think most of the Druid cards in my deck are pretty obvious. Nourish is a great pickup.
You wish to live forever.
Interesting that he would trade like that. I guess he just wanted to let me play Corridor Creeper this turn. What a guy.
You are not welcome here.
So Jade Blossom, I can play Ultimate Infestation next turn, which is nice. was hoping to draw some stuff that would help me play Barnabas before Ultimate Infestation. Looks like that's not gonna happen though. As long as he doesn't have Spiteful Summoner this turn, I think I'm okay. If he does have it, it's tough for me to deal with 8 and 10 drops. Well, that's really slow.
You are the Shadow's puppets.
Alright. Unfortunately, this thing is buffed out of Ultimate Infestation range. So do I just kill this thing instead, or do I go ahead and sink the 5 into this? Probably just kill this thing instead. Four out of 5 on this, right? Well, I believe double swipe is a clear here. I'm actually not going to play the excess mana. It's way better if I can hold it for after Barnabas.
Pinch of dead cup, heel of shoe.
At least he got the worst one.
Once upon a time.
Alright, this lets me play Barnabas this turn. He's showing a lot of damage, but that deck doesn't really play burst, so I'm not too worried about it. I really wish I had drawn Curse Disciple, and then excess mana into a 0 mana Faceless Manipulator. That would have been a lot scarier for him. Oh well. So I'm dead to Bone Mare, but I don't think I'm dead to much else.
Oh, what's this one do?
It's a lot of work for him to isolate my 8/8. Wow. Not sure if that was worth it. Although I guess he has to be scared of just dying once my deck gets to this point. So I have 8 cards in hand. I can draw a bunch of cards with Nourish and Branching Paths here. I only have 7 cards in my deck, and I can draw 5 of them? Coon is still in there. There's actually a very good chance I have lethal here. Let's just go defensive here. I think I should just have lethal next turn. I can play Ixlid and then Ultimate Infestation. That gets me down to enough cards that I can draw my whole deck without overdrawing. And then I'll have Coon to refresh mana. The issue is whether or not I have board space, but I think I should. I'm not dead to Leroy, am I? He's showing 12. That's 18. I'm at 29. I'm at 27. Man, Branching Paths. That card gives a lot of armor. Okay, so Ixlid is play only. So I go Ixlid, Ultimate Infestation, I have 2 dudes on the board. I play Leroy, I have 4 dudes on the board. Cube puts me up to 5 dudes, and then Deathwing is fine. Oh shit, I have to play Coon too. Wait, does Coon fuck this up?
Time's up. Time waits for no one.
Okay. Had to figure out how to manage the board space. Hopefully I can get these attacks in. Oh man. Okay. Ixlid's a tough card to play around, huh?
Malfurion versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
Awful lot of priests at this rank. Which should be good for my deck, but sometimes they're not Highlander Priest, and sometimes Highlander Priest has the nuts.
Is someone injured?
Okay, so this is actually a really good draw. Especially if he doesn't kill it on turn 4, then I can cube it. But he's already got a 1-power thing on the board. I think this is dying on turn 4. It does contest the cleric pretty nicely though, so that's nice. Corridor Creeper. Decent, I suppose. Actually, even if this does live cubing, it's not that great because he does play Silence. Probably would still go for it, but like I said, it's not going to happen. He has seen the quest, so this shouldn't be that hard, I was going to say. What would he have missed? Maybe Jade Blossom, maybe Ixlid, maybe Menagerie Warden. Hard to say. Well, let's play this thing and hope it doesn't get silenced.
Embrace the void.
Dude, it lived. Oh shit. You would silence that there, right? Alright, he doesn't have silence for the cube. Oh, he's gonna find silence. Mass Dispel? Dude, you're such a fuck. Pretty upset right now, to be honest. Should be a 2 on this. Clear his board. So now I'm up to 3 on this. Next turn I can go Ixlid plus Corridor Creeper. Maybe even with a Wild Growth to get up to 10 mana.
Let the pain speak to me.
Actually, I guess I would just play Stranglethorn Tiger Corridor Creeper, right? Because Ixlid has more potential, I should say. Yep, let's do the play. So I'm on 9 mana next turn, which can be Barnabas Branching Paths. I might need to armor with the Branching Paths in this matchup, but he hasn't played Raza yet. He hasn't played Anduin yet. Okay. This is fine so far. Corridor Creeper. Well, let's draw some cards. Alright, the Cursed Disciple is not super exciting. Nourish is super exciting. That's that shit I like to see. And I think I want to kill him. Yep. Let's kill him. I do leave the Acolyte up. Taking a trade there could have kinda played around Shadow Reaper Anduin this turn. But I get 5 damage in, so the armor from the Shadow Reaper Anduin puts him up to 30. And then theoretically I could just kill him next turn.
The light has betrayed me.
Okay, he did have the Anduin. Coon the Forgotten King, that is really good. Let's draw 3. Ultimate Infestation. I think I'm just gonna go for Nourish. I think I have 24 damage here with Kuhn, Ixlid, Leroy, Faceless. Let's just play some stuff out. I hope I didn't miss lethal. Next turn I should have 30 with Ixlid Hero Power, Leroy, Faceless, Kuhn, Ultimate Infestation. I shouldn't die here with a 2-mana Hero Power on his side. That's not a big deal.
Mind if I roll need?
So I shouldn't even need Kuhn here. Nice. Casual 7 mana, summon 4 Leroys and hero power him.